Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Jai Shri
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Chaitanya
Hare.
Prabhu Nityananda
Hare Krishna,
Shri
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Advaita
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Gadadhara
Rama, Hare Rama,
Srivasadi
Rama
Gaura
Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhaktavinda Jai Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Rama,
Advaita
Rama Rama.
Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is a Sunday. It is 1st of March. It is to go in the Masa, Phalguna Masa, Shukla Paksham and Trayodasi Tithi. There are no Vaishnava events in the calendar, but there are temple events, Gauru Purnima temple events in the Bhakti Vedanta. Yes, apart from no events in the calendar, so we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura about the night time of Lord Brahma. So what happens in that particular time? So everything will be merged into the darkness, taking the shelter of Tamoguna. And then during that time, everything will be quiet and calm. So in that way, he was mentioning. So Tamamatra Upadhaya Pradisamruddha Vikramaha Kalena Anugata Ashesha Astetu Shnim Dinatyaye. Just in day-to-day time, in our day-to-day life, we see as soon as it becomes in the night, everything will be quiet. In the similar way, in the Brahma's night itself, everything will be quiet. Tushnim, silent, everything will be silent. And then, so during that time, even the sun and the moon, the glarings of sun and moon, it will not be visible within the three planetary systems. So there, tameva anu apidhiyante loka bhora daistrayah nishayam anuruttayam nirmukta sesi bhaskaraha. Nirmukta shashi bhaskaram. So the sun and moon glarings will not be visible. Nirmukta. Okay, likewise, here Maitreya Muni is saying to Vidura, and then after that, what is going to happen? So during that process in the annihilation period, what is going to happen? So all from the mouth of Sankarshana, the so much of blazings of fire blazes comes, and then it will burn all the three planetary systems. And because of that heat, the people who are living in the Maharloka, they will go further up upper planets, Janaloka, Tapoloka, and Satyaloka, towards the upper planetary systems. So it will go up to that Maharloka. And then she also says that after that, after the burning of the three planetary systems, there will be inundation of the water, the inundations. So many, all the oceans, they will overflow. And also the winds will also be, the fierce winds will be blowing. And also all the three planet systems with full of water. So that will also takes place. First is everything will be burnt, later is inundation takes place. Okay, likewise, Maitreya Muni is saying, and also that fire, the burning will takes place for 100 celestial years, and also inundation takes place for 100 celestial years. So 100 celestial years years equal to 36,000 years of human. In that much period, it will be burning plus inundation. So totally 72,000 human years. Okay, likewise, Maitreya Muni saying we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 11, and verse number 30 and 31. Trilokyam dashyamanaayam Sektya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Ushmana Maharlokat Janam Brugvadayo Adita Trilokyam Dahimanayam. So when the spirits of the three worlds, Dahimanayam, being set ablaze, all the set ablaze. Trilokyam Dahimanayam. Sektya Sankarshanagnina, by the potency of Sankarshana, from the mouth of Sankarshana, the fire, it emanates from the mouth. Okay, this Trilokyam Dahimanayam Sektya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Voshmana Maharlokat, and Yanti, they go Voshmana, headed by the warmth, heated by the warmth. Voshmana Maharlokat, from the Maharloka. Janam Brugvadayo Aditaha, Janam to the Janaloka. After the Maharloka, Janaloka exists. So from Maharloka, residents of Maharloka, they will go to the further upper planet, Janaloka. Brugvadayo Aditaha, the sage Brugu and many others, Adayaha and others. Aditaha, being so distressed by the warmth of this blazing. Trilokyam Dahimanayam Sektya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Voshmana Maharlokat Janam Brugvadayo Aditaha. The translation: the devastation takes place due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshana, and thus great sages like Bhrigu and other inhabitants of Maharloka transport themselves to Janaloka, being distressed by the warmth of blazing fire, which rages through the three worlds below. There is no purport for this. We shall move to the next. That is burning thing, and the next part is the inundation. So here Maitreya Muni is mentioning that all these three planet systems, so they will be all the oceans will be overflowing here, and then there will be the fierce winds and also horrible waves of the water, something like that. Maitreya Muni saying here. Tavat tribhuvanam sadyah kalpant edita sindavah प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप चण्डवातेरिव भूर्मयः तावत् त्रिभुवनं सद्यः. Then all the three worlds, tavat tribhuvanam sadyah, immediately after the fire, kalpanta yedita sindavaha, in the beginning of the devastation, kalpanta yedita, inflated with sindavaha, all the oceans, inundated with all the oceans. तावत् त्रिभुवनं सद्यः कल्पान्तयेदित सिन्धवः प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप. Plavayanti, so they inundate. Utkata, violent. Atopa, agitation. Chandavateriva Vurmayaha. Chandavata is hurricanes, and Vata by the winds. These are all tornadoes, so something like that, and big winds. Which will, once it blows, everything will be destroyed. Such kind of winds. Chandavaterita Urmayaha. Waves are also in the oceans. Big waves, tsunamis. They will also come. Urmayaha. So tavat tribhuvanam sadyah kalpanta yedita sindavaha प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप चण्डवातेरिव भूर्मयः. Translation: at the beginning of the devastation, all the seas overflow and hurricane winds blow very violently. Thus, the waves of the oceans, the waves of the seas become ferocious, and in no time, at all the three worlds are full of water. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can you request him, Lata Mataji, to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, everyone.
It is said that the blazing fire from the mouth of Sankarshana rages from 100 years of the demigods, or 36,000 human years. Then, for another 36,000 years, there are torrents of rain, accompanied by violent winds and waves, and the seas and oceans overflow. These reactions of 72,000 years are the beginning of the partial devastation of the three worlds. People forget all these devastations of the world and think themselves happy in the material progress of civilization. This is called Maya, or that which is not. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here it is. There is not much philosophy to say in this one. Okay, so destroy means destroy. Death is coming means death is coming. So our bodies are getting older and getting diseases and becoming invalid in due course of time. Yes, that is true. One has to digest that it is happening. And anyway, we do not see all those things possibly, or we may see, and there are so many of the fightings are also going in this world. That is the way of a small thing, small ego. It will brace the entire world to fight among themselves. Mitovadena uparato nirayudaha. And Lord makes them everything they fight among themselves and then ruin, reduce the burden of the earth. And also this kind of pralayas, different kinds of the pralayas are also. One side, the time is taking everyone's life. And the one side is the day of Brahma, day of. It is a cycle, keep going on. And what it means to us, that we have to give attention. What happens to us? As a spirit soul, not to the body. Body anyway, it will be annihilated. At least we need to be very careful about the next life. Okay, so that is from this purport. It is just only the devastation. Okay, so we shall move on to this recitation of these two shlokas. त्रिलोक्यं दह्यमानायां शक्त्या सङ्कर्षणाग्निना यान्ति ऊष्मणं महर्लोकात् जनं भृग्वादयो अद्दिताहम्. Can I request dear devotees to follow line by line? त्रिलोक्यं दह्यमानायां
त्रिलोक्यं दह्यमानायां
Dhyamaya
शक्त्या सङ्कर्षणाग्निना
Shakya
सत्या
Sankarshana
सङ्घर्षणाग्निना
यान्ति ऊष्मणं महर्लोकात्
यान्ति ऊष्मणा
Ushmana
महलोकात्
Maharloka
जनं भृग्वादयो अद्दिताः.
जनं
Janam
भृग्वादयो
Brahmavardita
अर्थिता.
Okay. त्रिलोक्यं दह्यमानायां
त्रिलोक्यं दह्यमानाय
Yamanayam
शक्त्या सङ्कर्षणाग्निना
शक्त्या
संकर्षणाग्निना
Sankarshanagnina
यान्ति ऊष्मणं महर्लोकात्
यान्ति
यान्ति ऊष्मणा
ऊष्मणा
महर्लोका
महलोकात्
जनं भृग्वादयोर्धिताः.
जनं
जनं
भृग्वादयोदिताः
भृग्यादिपूरितः
Brahmavarditaha.
Very nice. Can I request the devotees to recite? So this is again Trilokyam Dahyamanayam Sekya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Ushmanam Maharlokat. This is here, even the J is here. When we see the synonyms, we can see Maharlokat and then Janam Brugvadayo Additaha. Apostrophe, it comes here. Additaha. In the synonyms, we see Additaha. Janam Brugvadayo Additaha. Okay, Trilokyam Dahimanayam Sekya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Voshmanam Maharlokat Janam Brugvadayo Additaha. Okay, can I request the devotees take a turns to recite? Hemlata Mataji, would you like to go first?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Trilokyam dahimanyayam satya sankarshana agnina yanti ushman maharloka janama bhrigvadayo arditaha. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Garingi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Trilokyam Dahyamanayam Satya Sankarshanagnina Yantyu Usmana Maharlokaj Janam Brigvadayo Arditaha. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Trilokyam dahyamanayam shaktya sankarshanadnina yanti ushmana mahalokat janam bhragva adyo arditaha. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji, please.
त्रिलोक्यादयमानायां शक्त्या सहस्रक्षणाग्निना यान्त यान्त
Voshmana.
यान्त उष्मणा महालोका जनं पूर्वादयोदितः
Brugvadayo Additaha.
ऋग्वादयो अदितः.
Would you like to go ahead again, Mataji? This is Sankarshanagnina.
But here is Ridditaha or Adita. We have to put Adita.
Additaha. And the synonyms, when you get a doubt, then we need to see the synonyms, how it is separated. Additaha. There is apostrophe here, and here there is a special letter here.
Oh, that means okay. Okay.
Trilokyam Dahimanayam Sekya Sankarshanagnina Sankarshana Agnina Yanti Voshmana Maharlokat Janam Brugvadayo Additaha. Would you like
Okay.
to?
Yeah. Trilokyam Dahyamanayam Saktya Saha Sankarshanagnina Yanti Ashmana Ayanti Ashmana Mahaloka Janam Brugva Advayo Aditaha
Brugvadayo Adayaha.
Brugva Adayo Aditaha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Trilokyadahyamanayam Satya Sankarshanagnina Yanti Usmana Mahalokat Janam Brugvadayo Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Trilogyam Dahyamanayam Sakya Sankarshanaknina Yandi Ushmana Maharlohaha Janam Prikvadayo Ardidaha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Would you also read the translation, Mataji, please?
Translation. The devastation takes place due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshana, and thus great sages like Brihu and other inhabitants of Maharloka transport themselves to Janaloka, being distressed by the warmth of the blazing fire which rages through the three worlds below.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in the lokas, again, upper planetary systems means Earth, and then on top of that Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Suvarloka, and then Maharloka. After that, these blazing fires will go. First 3 planets will go. The heat will go to the Maharloka as well. And then people who are residents of the Maharloka, they will go upwards further.
Janaloka is us, like here. We are.
Yes, Bhuloka is completely burnt and then devastated with water as well.
So Janaloka, we are living in the Janaloka. Isn't it?
Janaloka, the sages, the pious living entities, they live in there.
Okay. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So Janaloka,
That
who
Janaloka
lives?
is above Maharloka.
Yeah, who lives there? It's not Brahmalok, na?
It is not Brahmaloka. It is the planetary systems. First is Earth, above that Bhuloka, Bhurloka, where Pisachas, demons, they will stay. And then Suvarloka, and then there all the demigods, and then on top of that Maharloka, where Dhruv Maharaj planet is also there, and Vishnu's planet is also there. I mean, Vishnu also the abode of Vishnu, the Ksherasagara, that is also nearby that. But the heat, it is the warmth, Voshmana, the heated by the fire or a blaze, that warmth, and they could not tolerate. And then residents of the Maharloka, they will go upwards to the Janaloka. Above the Maharloka, Janaloka, on top of it, Tapoloka, on top of it, Satyaloka.
Like through Loka, I said Mahaloka, it transfer. So there is also Agni. So that will be also destroyed. Like
So that means the heat will go up to Maharloka.
okay, but it still remains there as it is.
The Maharloka still remains, the heat goes up to Maharloka. But people there, because of too much of heat, they will go to the upper planet, Janaloka.
So Prabhu, all demigods also they move to Janaloka?
Demigods, yes, Mataji, possibly they may go if they have got that austerities performed to go upwards.
Okay. And Prabhu, one more thing. Where does Surya and Chandrama they reside? They have their own lokana. They don't live in the sun and moon are with them.
Would you like to take that? Yes,
Okay,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the 3 worlds are out of sight, and the sun and moon are without glare, just as in the due course of an ordinary night. It is understood that the glare of the sun and moon disappear from the sphere of the 3 worlds, but the sun and the moon themselves do not vanish. They appear in the remaining portion of the universe, which is beyond the sphere of 3 worlds. The portion in dilution remains without sun rays or moon glow. It all remains dark and full of water, and there are indefatigable winds as explained in the following verses. Oh, so they okay. So moon and sun they are more pious than demigods, isn't it? Their position is higher than them, Prabhu.
So here the glaring will be taken out. So we cannot, here it is not mentioned that their position is higher. But actually, yes, they are the most pious. For example, if it is the sun god, Vivaswan, and Indra. Indra is a demigod, sun god is also demigod, but sun is more respectable, more worshipable than Indra in terms of what we see. And both are the children of Aditi Mata. And by their pious activities, they retain their positions. It is again the planet systems are their material. They occupy that positions.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
And then there will not be any glaring of moonlight and sunlight like that.
Yeah. In the material world, isn't it?
Yes, in the material world, the 3 planetary systems.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. We shall move on to the next shloka about inundation. तावत् त्रिभुवनं सद्यः कल्पान्त एदित सिन्धवः प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप चण्डवातेरिव ऊर्मयः. Okay, so then तावत् त्रिभुवनं सद्यः कल्पान्त एदित सिन्धवः. Edita, here is Edita Sindavaha. Just splitting here. Edita Sindavaha. Plavayanti Utkata Atopa. Utkata Atopa. Violent and agitation. Chandavata. Vata is the wind. Vata. Irita. It is blowing. Chandavata. Chandavaterita. Urmayaha. Urmayaha is the waves. It's just a Vata, Irita, Vormayaha. And Chandavaterita, we just combine here. And then Vormayaha, we will take up a separate word. Okay, wherever it is possible, kindly follow line by line, dear devotees. Tavat Tribhuvanam Sadhyaha.
Tavat
त्रिभुवनं
Tribhuvan
सद्यः
Sadhyaha
Kalpanta Editak Sindavaha.
Kalpante
कल्पान्त
Sita
एदित
Editah
Sindavaha
Sindhavaha
Plavayanti Utkata Atopa.
Plavayanti
उत्कट
Utkata
Atopa
Chandavaterita Vormayaha.
Chandavate Rito
Chandavaterita
Urmayaha
Urmayaha
Again. Tavat Tribhuvanam Sadhyaha.
तावत्
Tavat
त्रिभुवनं
Tribhuvanam
सद्यः
Sadhyaha
Kalpanta Edita Sindavaha.
कल्पान्त
Kalpante
Kalpante
Sindavaha
Editah Sindhavaha
Plavayanti Utkata Atopa.
प्लावयन्ति
Plavayanti
उत्कट
Utkata
आटोपा
Atopa
Atopa
Chandavaterita Urmayaha.
Chandavate
चण्डवात इरित ऊर्मयः
Once more. Tavat Tribhuvanam Sadhyaha.
Tavat Tribhuvanam
त्रिभुवनं सद्यः
Sadhyaha
Kalpanta Edita Sindavaha.
Kalpante
Kalpante
एदित
Editah
सिन्धवः
Plavayanti Utkata Atopa.
Plavayanti Utkata
आटोपा
Atopa
Chandavaterita Urmayaha.
चण्डवात इरित
Editah Urmayaha
Very nice. Okay, can I request Gauri Mataji to go first, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, okay. Tava Tribhuvanam Sadhyaha Kalpantaidhita Sindavaha Plavayantyutaka Tatu Chandavati
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna.
Devi Mataji, please.
Yes, thank you. तावत् त्रिभुवनं सद्यः कल्प अन्त एधिता सिन्धवः प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप चण्डवात इरित ऊर्मयः. हरे कृष्ण.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Tavat Tribhuvanam Satyah Kalpandai Edida Sindavaha Pilavayanti Utkada Adopa Sandavade Vaderi Urmayaha Hayaha Urmayaha
Chandavaterita Urmitaha.
Sandavaderiha Urmayaha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji, please.
Krishna Tavani तावन्ने भुवनं सङ्ख्य कल्पाते तितसिन्धवः प्लावय उद्वक प्लावयत् उद्वक तपो चण्डवाते ऋतुमयः. Can I say again? Sorry.
Yes, Mataji.
तावनी भुवनं सङ्ख्य
Tavat
कल्पाते
Tribunam.
तावत् त्रिभुवन सङ्ख्य कल्पाते तितसिन्धवः.
This is Sadhyaha.
तावत् त्रिभुवन सद्यः कल्पाते तितसिन्धवः प्लावयत्युक्त यत्युक्तटोप चण्डवाते ऋतुमयः.
Yes. So here, Plavayanti Utkata Atopa Chandavate Rita Urmayaha.
चन्दवाते इत ऊर्मयः.
Yes. You have to go once again, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. तावन् त्रिभुवनः सन्ध्यः कल्पाते तितसिन्धवः प्लावयत् युतक्तोपः चण्डवाते चन्दवाते इतुमयः.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. तावत् त्रिभुवनं सत्यः कल्पान्ते धृतसिन्धवः प्लावयन्ति उत्कट आटोप चण्डवाते ऋतुर्मयः.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Kamlata Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. तावत् त्रिभुवनं साध्या कल्पान्ताडिता सिन्धवा प्लावयन्ति उत्कटटोपा चण्डवातरिता उर्मयः. हरे कृष्ण.
Vate Rita Urmayaha.
वातेरित उर्मयः चण्डवातेरित उर्मयः.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
At the beginning of the devastation of all the seas overflow and hurricane winds blow very violently. Thus the waves of the seas become ferocious, and in no time at all the three worlds are full of water. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Srimad Bhagavatam. So how that worlds will burn and then devastate with the water. Okay, we shall move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Today letter to Bhavananda, March 24th, 1971, Bombay. Can I request? Okay, so only small letter. Let me read and then we go to another letter. My dear Bhavananda, please accept my blessings. The enclosed letter may be handed over to Mr. J. Mukherjee, which speaks for itself. In any case, we are not able to help him with passage money for returning to India. Please offer my blessings to the others, hoping this will make you in good health. Your ever will be shared. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is an information letter. We shall move to letter to Jai Pataka, March 24th, 1971, Bombay. Can I request Jai Ved Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna, thank you, yes. My dear Jai Pataka Maharaj, please accept my blessings. Since I've come back from Calcutta to Bombay, I have not received any letter from you, so I'm very much anxious to hear from you. Here the program begins from the 25th instant and goes on until the 4th of April. After that, I do not know whether I shall have to go back to Calcutta. Whether there has been any negotiation with Jabed Ali and some other men for purchasing the Mayapur land, or whether you have selected any other land nearby, Mr. Mota wanted to send me a letter regarding negotiations for purchasing his brother's house. So these things are pending. Another thing, I wrote a letter to Mr. K.K. Birla, the copy of which is enclosed herewith. If you have received any reply from him, I'm awaiting your reply to the above points immediately by return of post with a report of your activities there. Achyutananda Maharaj wanted to come to Bombay during the ceremony, and I think you also thought like that. I have no objection if you come here to join this ceremony. Only thing is whether in your absence Calcutta work will suffer. If you come here, you can bring our dandas and umbrella, which are left there with the books in storage. Another thing is that I requested Mr. Singh Roy's son to give us the whole first floor on long lease and at reduced rent. If they do so, then we shall give up the idea of purchasing a house in Calcutta. 2 big apartments will be sufficient for our preaching work. We can occupy both the flats if they agree to accept rupees 1,500 per month. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Can you take your points, Mataji, want to share?
Yes, Prabhuji. A little bit I will add later on about Maharaj. But yes, so here Prabhupada is asking Jayapataka Maharaj to give him a detailed sort of like report, because Maharaj was in charge of Calcutta temple and looking after there. So he was very anxious that he hasn't heard from Maharaj. And I think he expected all his disciples, wherever they were looking after the temples or centers, then he wanted them to give the reports regularly. So then Prabhupada could guide accordingly as well if things were not going right. So he expected that from Jayapataka Maharaj. And he said that he may or may not then come back to Calcutta depending on things. But then he's talking about negotiations happening with Jabed Ali. So he's asking what is the current situation, because those negotiations started, but he has got no update received. So what's happening? And he also said that he wrote a letter to Mr. Birla as well. And again, so we read that few days ago, that letter was written to say that I want accommodation for my 40 disciples who would be coming. And I think the disciples were coming for Sankirtan and preaching. So he expected the disciples he wanted them to give them good facilities, because sometimes conditions in Bengal are a bit harsh. And if disciples are coming from Western world, they need a little bit decent accommodation at least. So he had written, but again, he's here telling that I haven't received any reply. So please chase him up or something. Then he said that Achyutananda Maharaj also wants to come to Bombay, I think for this festival, Sankirtan festival. And it seems like Jayapataka Maharaj also wanted to come, but Prabhupada was a bit anxious that, yes, fine, you can come, but without you, then is the Calcutta work going to suffer or not? Because obviously Jayapataka Maharaj was quite senior over there in leadership wise. So obviously he wants him to make sure that even if he does come, then make sure that everything is put in place before he comes. And then if he comes, then bring the dandas and umbrella which have been left there with the books. So Maharaj can do that when he comes. And then he's also talking about that they might get 2 apartments for preaching work, all of the first floor, because that has 2 apartments there. And he's asked Mr. Singh's son if he can be given those 2 apartments at a lower price, because then if that can be given, then they can then stop their they can stop buying the flats, then the house rather, then because that would be more expensive. So because they would need the apartments to do their preaching work, so he's quite keen on getting it at a lower cost. So from this letter also we can see that Prabhupada is very good at first guiding his disciples, then getting he wants them to give good updates. He also wants them to negotiate, because he doesn't want to overspend money when you can make savings elsewhere. So he's always trying to think of other alternatives, and in this case we can see that leasing of apartments might work out cheaper than purchasing a whole house in Calcutta. So he's always coming up with how to save money, but also, make sure that all the facilities are there, even if you cut cost, but make sure that nothing is left out. So I was, from this letter, it says 2 points where we can see where he's quite keen on Jayapataka Maharaj. And I was thinking, we know that, we can see Jayapataka Maharaj is so quite senior now. But because I'm new, I didn't know much about him. So I was just a little bit reading. I've got so much to read, and only just key points that I read about him is why Jayapataka Maharaj was in Calcutta. So firstly, that he was very young, but when he came to Calcutta, so Prabhupada wanted to wanted to make Calcutta like a main center, because that was a birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he had a big vision, long vision, that we would build big temples, teaching and preaching work. So many other centers should be there. Lots of festivals should take place in over there in Bengal. So he had big ideas and vision as well. And for that, he needed a person that he could rely on. And Jayapataka Maharaj was that very person. He and what I didn't know was that he he learned Bengali fluently. He could speak fluent Bengali. He could negotiate. He was very good at negotiations. He was good at integrating with people, the local businesses. So all those qualities. And also at that time, so we have to think that these were like really early 70s. That time, things were not as developed as now. There were lots of issues with not enough good facilities around, water problems, mosquitoes, harsh conditions, and he wanted someone who could stay there and not just run away at the first bit of difficulties. And Jayapataka Maharaj was that he could rely. He had so much resilience in him that he stayed put throughout. And for that, Prabhupada always was so grateful and so thankful to him, and he entrusted him with everything, because as we can see, lots of things needed to be done in Bengal over there. I was thinking, like, even Jayapataka Maharaj was like a modern Raj Rishi, because not only was he good at negotiations, he had that spiritual background as well. So both worked together, and sometimes negotiations need a lot of expertise as well. And when you're purchasing things, you need a lot of expertise with that. And Jayapataka Maharaj had that, and because he also spoke Bengali. So all those points, thank you, Prabhuji. That's my takeaway from this letter. And the last thing also is that how much we can see, we saw recently how the deities were crying when Maharaj was singing. So we can see how elevated he was. Just such an amazing personality. To become a sannyas at such a young age must be quite something. So yeah, thank you, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained about Jai Patak Maharaj. Okay, very nice. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees?
Nice, Mataji. You're reading about Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Good to listen. Some bullet points in my Mataji. Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
I think there's so much to learn about so many disciples. I'm still at the very first line of everything, I think. But Maharaj is quite something, yes. Even when we see him, sometimes tears comes to the eyes.
Even he was singing, like there was, like Prabhuji is saying that even the Chaitanya Prabhu is like, this deity, like, tears was coming from their eyes when Jaipataka Maharaj was saying the Hare Krishna mantra.
Yes, so nice. And he didn't have any instruments or anything, but yet it was his bhav that when he was singing, just very one or two instruments. He didn't have the full like orchestra with him or anything, and yet the deities were still crying.
Thank you, Mataji. So whenever one sings from the heart in a deep, the body is not cooperating. When he is trying in such kind of pains and to glorify the Lord, okay, that is where the deities would they respond to the kirtan. And also here Jayapatha Maharaj, when he was young brahmacharis, all our Shastra says, from the brahmacharya one acquires the spiritual power, following the brahmacharya. And then if he retains that brahmacharya throughout his life, he can do so many wonderful things. Okay, that is our past, all the incidents in the history. They are the facts.
So he was very rich, from birth. He was a rich person. Like he was from Canada, isn't it, Prabhuji?
I'm not sure, Mataji.
Okay, I heard somewhere.
But Prabhupada was mentioning Jai Patak Maharaj has got multi-talent capability and steady in his determination with the Dhrita. And then he asked him to take the residence of, India permanent citizenship. And then he stayed there. And then developing Mayapur temple and so many other.
Before I heard like many letters, Prabhupada has written Jai Pataka regarding Montreal temple in Canada, something.
I think that maybe prior to this Mayapur temple method, I think.
Montreal in Canada, I think he had something was doing with him. No?
I don't
Probably
remember
not.
the method exactly. Okay, so that is at the moment our now we are in the ages. What can we do now? Our bodies are getting older. What can we do to Krishna consciousness movement? But still, if we need to try irrespective of our age and all those stuff. Somewhere or other, even in our surroundings, our home and everything, at least we want our birthplaces. We need to do something for Krishna consciousness. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami mentions, even though all the properties are sold, if I make one person as a pure devotee of Krishna, my life and movement, mission, everything is successful. Okay, so that is the mood of Krishna consciousness. So giving an opportunity for all the conditioned souls to elevate themselves to the spiritual level, mean pure devotees of Krishna. That is my reflection. Any other comments?
The question regarding the Krishna, as I said, as a chance kala Pushtam Krishna's Niswayam Bhagavan, Indra. So Krishna is just Bhagavan Swayam. So all other came incarnation was this is incarnation, isn't it?
Yes.
And also even the Jaidev Maharaj, like Jaidev Goswami, or not, yeah, he has given this 10, this dasashram, which one that, das avatar stotra. In that also is never mentioned about the Krishna as a incarnation, isn't it? Jaidev Goswami, this we are Narsinga's prayer, we are one of this Tavakar Kamala. That one is he has done like 10 of, he has mentioned incarnation of 10 where Krishna is not there. So, but still, like they were saying in doubt, Vapar Yug Krishna has born. So, understand too.
Yes, Mataji. So you are asking question or you are sharing
No,
information?
I'm just asking question that in one of the sloka, Krishna's first chapter, that one of the sloka, I said, Es Chanskala Pushnam, Krishna's ni Bhagwan Swayam, Indra
Yes.
Yakulam Lokam,
Yes.
Mundanti Yuge Yuge. So that Krishna never has his Swayam Bhagwan. So all other came, his incarnation of him. Even Jaidev Goswami in his that the Sastra Sloka, or in the incarnation when he has given that prayer, he never
Yes.
mentioned about Krishna as a avatar or anything like that. So
Yes.
so why, like in the Dwapar Yuga, we are saying that he born and and celebrating Krishna's birthday and everything.
So Krishna is the avatari. He is source of all other incarnations. And he has personally appeared. Indra Vyakam Lokam Rudiyanti Yuge Yuge. Prabhupada described that one in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I think. The 3rd chapter.
I think so. Look, 28.
Ram Krishna iti bho. I think which sloka is that, Mataji?
28.
28. Okay. Okay. So here it is described here. In this particular stanza, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is distinguished from other incarnations. He is counted amongst the avatars, incarnations, because out of his causeless mercy, the Lord descends from his transcendental abode. Avatara means one who descends. All the incarnations of the Lord, including Lord himself, descend to the different planets of the material world, as also in different species of life to fulfill a particular mission. Would you like to read the rest of it, Mataji, this paragraph?
Hare Krishna. Sometimes he comes himself, and sometimes he's different plenary portion or parts of the plenary portion. Okay, so he comes sometime himself as well. Okay, so whole thing, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, that rest of the paragraph.
Sometimes he comes himself, and sometimes he different plenary portion or part of the plenary portion, or he's different. different solutions portion directly or indirectly empowered by him, descended to this material world to execute certain specific functions. Originally, the Lord is full of opinions, all powers, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Renunciation, when they are partly manifested through the plenary portion or parts of the plenary portion. It should be noted that certain manifestations of his different powers are required for those particular functions. When in the room small electric bulbs are displayed, it does not mean that the electric power is limited by the small bulb. The same powerhouse can supply power to operate large-scale industrial dynamos with greater volt. Similarly, the incarnation of the Lord display limited power because so much power is needed at the particular time. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. So, Jaidev Goswami, he knows already this one about Srimad Bhagavatam, and he knows the Mahabharata and all the Puranas. So, he is simply glorifying Krishna. All are his incarnations. Krishna is the avatari, all are incarnations, avataras. So, here Prabhupada is mentioning, out of his causeless mercy, the Lord descends from his transcendental abode.
So sometimes he comes himself. Okay.
Including Lord himself.
Yeah. Okay, this reason. Okay. Dwapar Yogi come himself. This Dwapar Yoga, like
Yes.
this one.
It is mentioned, like Prabhupada says, once in Brahma's day, 28th cycle, at the end of the Dwapar Yuga, Krishna comes.
Okay. So this Dwapar Yuga, when we are in this like Kali Yuga, before Dwapar Yuga, Krishna himself came. Like birth.
Yes, personally he came.
Okay. Otherwise, it's not every incarnation. It just takes nice comes. Okay.
All other incarnations, they will come in due course of time.
Yeah. All avatars comes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
28. Okay. Understand. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have one question. Does Lord perform these pastimes in other planet also, like Janlok, Maharlok, and other loks, or just on the Burlok?
So here he appears even the earthly planets. So Rishyo, Manavo, Deva, Manuputra, Mahojasaha. Even though as Vamanadev in the higher planetary systems in the Indraloka, as a brother of Indra, son of Aditi Mata. So that means even upper planetary systems. And Vamanadeva, he has occupied all the three planetary systems. So that happened in the upper planetary systems.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. One more thing, Prabhu. I always think, are these pastimes still going on in other planets, or they are just done, finished one time, and that's it?
These are all incarnations, they're all happening, Mataji, they're current. In it. Innumerable universes are there.
Yeah.
And for us today, here Kali Yuga 28th cycle of Vaivasutta Manvantara. In different planet, it may be Satya Yuga is running. Another planet, Dwapara Yuga is running. Like we have got in India, it is a full daytime or midday. Here it is the morning. But here our countries are different. Though countries are different, so we see sun in different way. Likewise, when Krishna appears, Prabhupada is mentioning that once he disappears, he will be appearing in another planet. And those pastimes keep going on. Every planet he stays 125 years. Planet in the sense, and the universe.
Yeah. So Prabhu, and there will be different times, not same which we are reading and going, or which is in our shastras we are reading.
Yes, again, there also Kruta Yuga, again Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, there also it is there.
But we wouldn't know what is happening there, what kind of lila is performed. We would know only what happened here on this planet, isn't it? Which is written by Vyasadeva and
Yes, in other planet, Vyasadeva appears before Kali Yuga starts, at the end of Dwapara Yuga and before Kali Yuga. Um, so Vyasadeva appears. So again, we are in the 28th cycle. There are 28 Vyasadevas appeared in this Manvantara. So next, there is again mentioned next Vyasadeva is Ashwadhama in the 29th cycle. He is also Chiranjeevi.
it's very complex subject. Na, we should only do our four regulatory principle and chant Hare Krishna, isn't it, Prabhu?
Yes,
It's so
Mataji,
deep,
that is very
so deep.
true.
Our brain is not that much advanced and intelligent to understand all those things.
Yes, Mataji.
Just stick to these, which is given by Prabhupada, and that's all, isn't it, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, that is easy, Mataji.
Yeah. Otherwise, we get so confused. We're thinking about other planets, which is of no business are for us. We're
Yeah,
thinking
our
about those
life.
planets. We can't even reach. We don't even know. We our imagination is. Sorry, Prabhu. So much of background noises. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking. More we think, more confusion will come. So better to just rectify if there is any confusion within these shastras which we are learning or trying to understand, and that's it. And do the best with your,
Yes,
whatever
Mataji.
it is. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
It is a very perfect reflection. It is called introspection. So, for example, in the neighbors, they may be eating something else. We may be cooking something. Whatever they're cooking, it doesn't matter to us. In
Yeah. None
whether
of our business. We're not gonna taste it. They're not gonna invite us for that. Sometimes the smell comes in the environment. We know that what is cooking in there, but it's just to relish for small time, and that's it. For that particular moment, and that's it.
yes, Mataji, that's
Mhm. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji. Nice.
Hare Krishna, just when you said we should only be worried about sticking to our own regulative principles and chanting, unfortunately, I have a question about Prahlad Maharaj pastime and Bali Maharaj pastimes, Bali Maharaj being the grandson. So these pastimes happened here, or did they happen in their planet?
So we see that Bali Maharaj, he has occupied the three planetary systems and he was ruling. He occupied even the Amravati. With the help of Sukracharya, he was ruling all the three planetary systems. The higher planetary systems, as we hear, as Prabhupada also mentions. But when we see some of the in India, there are places, okay, Bali Maharaj used to perform yajnas in this place, especially in the Kerala, they have got Guruvayur, and I think there is a very Bali Maharaj, they worship Bali Maharaj and also Vamanadev. I think it is called Vishu. That festival is called something like that.
Onam, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Onam. So those places, they're also mentioned in the earth. Again, where Narasimhadev appears, they are also mentioned on the earth. And also Kurmadev, Varahadev. Those places are all existing in India or Bharat Desh. So even though those things, pastimes also happen in a higher region. Again, it is described that Swayambhu Manu, he has ruled Brahmavata. And Brahmavata is the place in a higher regions. It is said in the higher regions. But when Krishna is going from Hastinapura to Dwaraka, he has passed over Brahmavata. And also Prithu Maharaj, he also ruled Brahmavata, staying within that area. And also Dhruv Maharaj, so being the descendant of Swayambhu Manu, he also ruled from there. So those are all we hear from that where the previous kings made their capitals and ruled the entire planet. And Lord Ramchandra, he has ruled from Ayodhya. So likewise, we see again Prithu Maharaj. It is mentioned that he has made his capital between Ganga and Yamuna rivers, the land between that as his capital, and he has ruled the kingdom, the entire planetary systems. Likewise, entire Bhumandala. Okay, that is what we see. And higher planetary systems, those for example, whenever Varahadeva appeared from the nose of Brahma, he has grown in the sky. Everything is happening in the sky. Later, he jumped into the Garbhodaka ocean. Garbhodaka ocean is beyond the earth, Bhumandala. And he lifted the Bhumandala from the Garbhodaka ocean. Those pastimes are very wonderful, but if we wanted to understand, then we need to raise our consciousness bigger than them. Sometimes it is difficult to digest what is happening, where it is happening. But we have to take the whatever our sages and our acharyas they have given in the scriptures, we take it. No need to contemplate too much. We need to see what is my current position. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami mentions Naitam Bhaven Kadito Bhagavan Bhagavattamaha. These are all required. Naitam Bhaven Kadito Bhagavan Bhagavattamaha. What is that shloka comes from? And Drashtumarhanti Sorayaha. Itam Bhavena. Again, he says, Drashtumarhanti Sorayaha. Devotees, they desire more than these things. So, where is that one? In the first canto. Sorry, not first canto, second canto, 10th chapter, I think 40. I don't know exactly. Let us see. दृष्टुमर्हन्ति सूरयः इत्थं भावेन कथितो भगवन् भगवत्तमः न इत्थं भावेन हि परं न इत्थं भावेन हि परं द्रष्टुमर्हन्ति सूरयः. That great transcendentalists does describe the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees desire to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. So here, just sometimes my father has gone to office today. My father has gone to office yesterday, day before yesterday. He did wonderful thing, and before that, instead of mentioning all those things, if you go to the father, Father, you are so beautiful, you are so wonderful, you did everything for us. And then, if we spend time with the father, he will be very pleased. This is the mood of devotees. Instead of focusing on my father that does that, of course it is needed when I have got another child, when my father has got another children, when I spend when all the children talking about the father, children derive so much of happiness by discussing the wonderful activities of the Lord. But the activities itself, for what purpose? It is only to give pleasure. Mad bhakta nam vinodardham Vinodardam, for the happiness of all his children, pure devotees. So pure devotees deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Sometimes even we wanted to know whereabouts. So that is where some complications comes. But we see in the at the planet, we see all those things. For example, Krishna Dwaraka is there, Ayodhya is there, and we see the Ramasetu bridges are there, and all the Madura, most of the land was, most of the city was, buried underneath that. So now excavations are going on. So we have to take all of those things and the constructions of those temples, the Takshashila, and so many of those architectures itself, it is unimaginable. How the big temple can be constructed one stone. The stone is carved in such a way it will be turned itself into a big temple, only one stone. So it is unimaginable. Again, Indraprastha, it was constructed by Indra for the sake, on the order of Krishna. He did it for this Pandavas purpose. Okay, so these are all, and the Dwarka city, again, Vishwakarma came and then he has built all the palaces, all opulent palaces. But within 100 years, uh, so here, Dwarka was constructed within one night. And Krishna shifted all of his people from Mathura to Dwarka in one night. And all the city is properly structurally built. How it is possible? How it is possible to build a big kingdom within the ocean within one night? These are all supernatural things. It's beyond our imagination. Hare Krishna. Okay, so that
Yeah,
is
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. I like what you said is we should work on improving our consciousness and make it more purified rather than contemplating on these things, and then it creates confusion and doubt, and then we go back and ask other devotees about it, and then so we should trust and we should have a firm conviction and believe on Lord and should do our things which are told to do.
yes, Mataji. So there are few things which are available for within our area, Bharat. And also when Krishna says to Uddhava, go to the go to the Badrikashrama to spend the rest of your life. And then Uddhava went there. And some devotees, they go to the Vrindavan to spend. Devotees go to Haridwar. Likewise, those places still exist. Prayaga and Yamuna, Ganga rivers, they are still there. It is for ourselves. Okay, but still, though we can also find those scriptural evidences when we go deep into. We are now in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam learning. We'll come across them. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So if you're all happy, then we shall, and from the announcements point of view, so today is Sunday, evening is Japa session at 6:30 p.m. Our daily Japa. And some events are going in the Bhaktivedanta Mana temple on the occasion of Gaurav Purnima, as it is today is Sunday holiday for many. So celebrations started earlier, and actual Gaurav Purnima is on the 3rd of March, that is Tuesday. Then lunar eclipse is also on that day. Devotees who would like to perform any charities during the eclipse day and also Gaurav Purnima for the pleasure of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, take that opportunity until 2 p.m. something like that on that day. And then later on we also make the contributions to the temple. Okay, on the same day itself. Okay, that is all from the updates. Again, one of the update is Vipin Vihari Prabhuji he wanted to contribute towards the historical foundation. Some donations. There is 21 pounds given by another devotees also is still there in that. And then inclusive of both of the contributions needs to be go to the historical. So Prabhuji asked me, can you send it as it was before? So I said, okay, that is fine. Okay, that is one update. Okay, that's all from me. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall move on to next Ramayana.
There's no update, but this we have read this purport regarding so everything is destroyed. Once everything is destroyed, everybody get another birth according to their karma. Like once Kali Yuga and everything finishes, how does then everything will start back?
So these yuga cycles, they will start. So it is happening for the hundreds lives, 100 celestial years of demigods. So for us, it is 36,000. 36,000 means Kali Yuga is of 432,000 years. But at the end of the Kali Yuga, maybe this
36,000 human years means
this is human years.
human means not animal anything, just a human.
Yeah, our calculations, human calculations. We have got, let me just share this one again. Okay, so one human year, one demigod year is of 360 human years. And this yellow part, demigod 100 years is the 36,000 human years.
Okay. So when everybody get new life, they can again how does they get the life? Like once in Satyuga again comes Satyuga, isn't it? Once this yuga is destroyed.
Yes, so if this is we in the purport. This is the at the end of the Brahma's day. Brahma's day means 1,000 yuga cycles. At the end of the 1,000 yuga cycles, well, this is happening in the too much of fire comes from the Ananta phase, and then later on inundation takes place. One side is burning, another side is inundation. That is Brahma's day, and then night everything will be quiet and calm. And then when the day starts again in the next day of Brahma, again the new yuga starts. The again another thousands yuga cycles. The night time is also 1,000 yuga cycles, and daytime is 1,000 yuga cycles.
When new yuga start, then how? Then according to how did everybody get the birth?
So Prabhu, new Brahma will be created again. New Brahma will be born.
Brahma is just Brahma's next day.
So that Brahma will is similar. Okay.
Yes.
But what about any human or animal? They get another birth at that yuga as well, isn't it? And then they get birth in Satyuga. It's just how everything, their karma will be vanish, and then get the new life, new birth, new karma or something.
Karma will not be vanished. So their karma still remains, and they will continue in the next day of Brahma. Kala kyasati karma tantro lokana pitam dadrushe swadehe. Next day of Brahma, by their karmic activities where they have left, it will be started again in the when Brahma he wakes up again, he goes through austerities and penances, and once he receives the blessings of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and then he started creating again those great sages. Narad Muni says that in the beginning of the millennium, in the Brahma's day, I also appeared along with the Marichi and Atri other sages. I also appeared. Likewise, Narad Muni says to Vyasadeva. So here again, Brahma creates the first sages, all demigods, and all different kinds of Charanas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, Rakshasas. We have seen those things in the 10th chapter as well. How Brahma has created. They will be created again, everyone. And again, another Swayambhu Manu. Again, 14 Manus will be further, they will be manifested later on in the Brahma's day. So here, in the beginning, everything here, one of the prayers by Kauravendra Purastrinam Sarvasruti Manoharaha. They mentioned Savaikilayam Purushaha Puratano Yayek Asid Avisheshatmani Agre Gunebjo Jagadatmaneshware Nimilitatpan Nishishupta Sektishu. Here is the original personality of Godhead. As we definitely remember him, he alone existed before the manifested creation of the modes of material nature. And in him only, because he is Supreme Lord, all living beings merge as if sleeping at night, their energy suspended. Okay, so, and then what happens after that? Sayo bhuyo nijiviri choditam swajivamayam prakritim se srupchatim anama rupatmani rupanamani vidit samano anusasara shastrakrut. The personality of Godhead, again desiring to give names and forms to his parts and parcels, the living entities placed them under the guidance of material nature. By his own potency, material nature is empowered to recreate. Okay, so that happens through Lord Brahma. And again, living entities, they get their names. Okay, the one living entity get name of Swayambhu, another one is Marichi, likewise so many other names.
Okay, the karma never ends, but even because they are born in Satyuga, everybody like reacted accordingly, like everybody is reacting not like Kali Yuga because it's Satyuga. So even then, karma, they whatever they have come with the karma, but still there will be in good, isn't it?
Yes. So Brahma is the most pious living entity. That's why he was given a position. Tam priyamano samuhustamam kavihi. So whenever again Lord says there, what is that one? In the 2 chapter 2:9. Tam priyamanam samupustam kavim prajavisargya nijisasanarhanam bhavashishat smita shochisa gira priyaha priyam pritamana karespurushan. So, and seeing Brahma present before him, Lord accepted him as worthy to create living beings, to be controlled as he desired, and thus, being much satisfied with him, Lord shook his hands with Brahma and slightly smiling addressed him thus. Okay, there is a further information, but here Brahma is the most pious living entity. So he has got a great responsibility in delivering conditioned souls, and therefore, he is very dear to the Lord. Okay, so that is the part. Okay,
Thank you, Raksha.
Mataji, or we shall move to Ramayana, Mataji, if it is okay. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so stepping into the Ramayana from Bhagavatam to Ramayana. Ramayana is the moments of Ramachandra. Okay, so Ramachandra is with Sugriva and Hanuma and other ministers of Sugriva. And Rama is inquiring Sugriva about his pastimes, and Sugriva is mentioning about why he is residing on the Mukha mountain to save himself from his brother Vali. And when Rama has inquired, can you tell me about the story of yourself and your brother? And he says, my brother chased me like that. And Sugriva also described the story of Mayavi, story of Dundubi to describe power of Vali as well. And how Vali has killed Dundubi. Okay, that past time we have been discussing. And whenever Vali has killed Dundubi, and he has thrown that Dundubi body so many miles away. During that time, Dundubi was vomiting the blood. Somehow the blood was falling nearer to the Matanga Rishi, and the sage Matanga, he was best disturbed. And whoever has thrown this corpse at the dead body of Dundubi, if he comes again within the 4 miles region of this ashrama, he will become a stone. Okay, that is a curse. So knowing that curse, Val does not come to that area. So it is a safe place for Sugriva to stay. And taking that opportunity, he is residing on the Rishimukha mountain. Okay, so that is the story of Sugriva. If the monkey who threw this corpse ever steps within 4 mile radius of this hermitage, he will immediately turn to stone. Thus, Sugriva explained why Vali did not dare come near Rishimukha. He pointed to what appeared to be a massive heap of shining white rocks. Here are Dundubi's bones, tossed away by Vali. Even these bare bones can hardly be moved by any other person. So that is Dundubi. Dundubi is a buffalo demon. And so this is like a heap of shining white rocks. They are all bones of the Dundubi demon, tossed away by Vali. So now Sugriva is showing to Ramachandra. Okay, so now we shall go on and read further. So can I request the devotee take a turn to read a page of paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. Asha Mataji, would you like to go first page, Mataji, first 3 paragraphs?
Hare Krishna. Lakshman laughed contemptuously. What fear have you seen that Rama cannot easily equal? O, O Sugriva, I have not heard anything yet to indicate that this brother of yours is formidable. Sugriva assured Lakshman that he was convinced of Rama's prowess, but he had not seen any demonstration of Rama's power, while on many occasions he had witnessed the power of Vali. He asked Rama to show him his strength by kicking away Dundubi's skeleton. Rama laughed again, and with his foot he playfully lifted the huge bones, flicking them high into the sky. The skeleton flew out of sight, landing some 80 miles away. Seeing the bones of vanishing into the distance, Sugriva was impressed, but he still remained doubtful. He said to Rama, "You have thrown the dried up bones of Dundubi, but he was hurled by Vali when still a carcass full of flesh and blood. O Rama, forgive me, but there is one other test I should like to witness." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It is a little bit of a fun. Here, Sugriva and that company, they are Vanaras. So now Sugriva is describing about the Vali's power because he has witnessed Vali's power, and he was chased by Vali. No, his mind is completely, Vali is so powerful, so big imaginations about Vali. Now when he is trying to, because he has not seen about Lakshman power and Rama, how they have killed so many of demons, they have not witnessed, they have not seen. So here it is very big. Lakshman initially laughing. So what feat have you seen that Rama cannot easily equal? Oh, Sugriva, I have not heard anything yet to indicate that this brother of yours is formidable. But here, for Sugriva, it is formidable based on he was chased by Vali, and Vali chased Sugriva in such a way that Sugriva has gone all the corners of the universe. I mean, corners of the land, Bhumandala. So now he is in Varia and he thinks that Vali is so powerful. But Lakshman is laughing by Sugriva's. Okay, and then Sugriva later on he is assuring that Rama's prowess, but he has not witnessed any. Uh, he has not seen any demonstrations of the Rama's power. So now he wanted to see again showing these bones of Dundabi. Would you be able to lift like that? So he asked Rama to show him his strength by kicking away Dundabi's skeleton. And Rama is laughing here. Rama laughed again, and with his foot he playfully lifted the huge bones and flicking them into the sky. The skeleton flew out of the sight, landing some 8 miles away. Seeing the bones vanishing into the distance, Sugriva was impressed, but he still remained doubtful. Again, saying that you have thrown the dried bones of Dindibi, but he was hurled by Vali when still a carcass full of flesh and blood. Oh Rama, forgive me. So again, Sugriva wanted to know more and more. Okay, so now let us see what is further happening. Can I request another devotee to read the next page of paragraphs, please? Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to read Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Which one, Prabhuji?
Sugriva short.
Okay, maybe the carrier coming there and make a noise. Okay. Sugriva showed Rama and Lakshmana 7 cell trees, each more than 30 arms length in um, diameter. In the past, Bali had easily broken down many such trees. Sugriva asked Rama to show his strength by um, piercing, piercing probably this one. One of those three right thought with an arrow. Rama smiled, took up his bow and strung it, placing on the string in dreadful looking arrow. He took aim and relaxed the arrow, which passed cleanly through all 7 trees. The arrow, gilded with gold, entered the earth and descended to the subterranean regions, forcing its way back up and out of the earth. It again entered Rama's quiver. Sugriva was astonished and fell flat on the ground at Rama's feet. He considered body as good as slain. Kneeling before Rama, he said, "You could kill with your arrow the gods and demons combined. Who can stand before you in battle? With you as my ally, my grip has totally dried up. O Rama, let us go quickly and make short work of Bali." Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So again here, Sugriva and Rama, they have made promise in front of the fire that they both become friends forever. So Hanuman arranged all those things. Now, it is also Sugriva wanted to know about Rama's power. Again, Rama wanted to show that to please Sugriva, his friend. And again, showing that Vali's power before, Vali could throw these trees very easily, broke down those trees easily. And can you just, I wanted to see, O Rama, your strength by piercing one of those trees right through with an arrow. He wanted to see like that, Sugriva. So Rama smilingly took up his bow and strung it and placed on the string a dreadful looking arrow. He took aim and released the arrow which passed cleanly through all 7 trees. The arrow glided with gold, entered the earth, and descended to the subterranean regions, forcing its way back up and out of the earth. It again entered Rama's quiver. Okay, that arrow which he has released, it did the work and went into the subterranean regions and returned back to his quiver back. This is Rama's arrow, Ramabhana. And then Sugriva looking at that one, and then he fell flat on the ground at Rama's feet. He considered Vali as good as slain. So, okay, so this is now witnessing the Rama's power. Understanding that, oh Rama, you could kill with your arrows the gods and demons combined. Who can stand before you in battle? Okay, so it's glorifying Rama's Ramabhana. Okay, which as my grief has totally dried up, O Rama. Let us go quickly and make short work of Vali. Okay, that is the mood. Okay, we shall read further. Okay, can request the devotee to read next this page, please. Hemlata Mataji, would you like to read?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Rama agreed and they all left immediately for Kishkinda. Ram told Sugriv to go ahead and challenge Bali to a fight and he would wait nearby. When Bali came out of the city, Ram would kill him. Sugriv stood outside Kishkinda and began to roar. Bali heard his brother and rushed out to fight. The two monkeys began a tumult tumultuous and terrible combat that resembled a clash between Mars and Mercury in the heavens. Blinded by anger, they threw blows like thunderbolts at each other. Striking with their fists, palm, and feet, they pummeled each other, screaming with fury. Ram was closely bow in hand, and he could not distinguish who was who. The two monkeys' brothers resemble each other closely, like the twin Ashwini gods. Ram did not therefore release his arrow for fear of hitting Sugriv. Bali soon got the upper hand, and the battered Sugriv ran for his life. He dashed back to the Rishyamukh, closely followed by Bali, who stopped at the edge of the forest near to Matang Hermitage, saying, "Today you are spared." Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. It is straightforward, Mataji. You wanted to share anything, Mataji?
Yeah, in this paragraph, uh, Ram suggested Sugriv to go to Kishkinda and call his brother for another fight, and then he will kill the Bali. That's what his assurance was to the Sugriv. But when they both came, they started fighting with each other. Since they were both very strong personalities, they were hitting each other very vigorously with fury. But Ram could not recognize who was who. So they look so similar to each other, like twin Ashwini gods, it is mentioned here. So in the end, when Ram did not throw his arrow on the Bali, so Sugriv had to run for his life because he was, I think, so much shattered in that fight. And he went back to the Rishimukh Parvat, followed by Bali, and he stopped at the But Bali stopped at near to the Matang Rishi's hermitage. Yeah, and then he said, "Oh, today you were saved. You were spared by me." So that's what the meaning of this. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so we shall move on to the next page. Can you request next Jai Mataji to read next page, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, till shaken him or till earth?
Yeah, I think those page, Mataji, and the page.
Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Sugriva lay gasping on the ground as Rama ran up to him. The monkey looked at the prince in surprise. Why did you not say truthfully that you had no intention of slaying Vali? Look at me now. I have been half killed by that fearful ape. Oh Rama, had I known you were reluctant, I would not have moved from this place. Rama consoled Sugriva, explaining that he was unable to distinguish the monkey from his brother. Their features, dress, and ornaments were too similar. He suggested that Sugriva again challenge Vali, but this time wearing some distinctive marks so that Ram could tell one from the other. Lakshman tied around Sugriva's neck a flowering creeper. Reassured, Sugriva got up and again left for Kishkinda. Lakshman and Sugriva strode in front, followed by Rama, Hanuman, and the other three monkeys. They soon reached the city, and again Sugriva went to the gates. He looked at Rama, still feeling fearful. The beating from Vali had shaken him. Rama saw Sugriva's anxious expression. He took the monkey by his shoulders and said, "Do not hesitate. Vali will presently roll in the dust, struck down by my arrow. I have never uttered a falsehood, even though I've been in adversity for a long time. Let go your mighty shout, O Sugriva, and Vali will quickly proceed to this spot. How can he brook a challenge in the presence of a woman? This shall be his last battle, and indeed his last day on earth." Hare Krishna, thank you.
Mataji, also would you like to share, Mataji? It's straightforward.
Yes, yeah, okay. So when Sugriva was beaten up by Vali, Sugriva had doubts about Rama. He said, "It looks like you had no intention to protect me or to kill Vali. You should have done something. Look how badly Vali has beaten me up. Had you told me, that you were reluctant, I would never have moved from this place." So then Rama reassured Sugriva and said that the only reason he couldn't do anything was because they looked too similar. Everything about them, the way they dressed and the ornaments, everything was so similar. So then he said, maybe we should do something else, try and make you look a bit different. So then Lakshman put a creeper, so like a garland, flowering garland round his neck. So then Ram knew exactly who was Sugriva. And then they went back, and this time then Sugriva still looked fearful because he was still remembering how badly he was beaten up. So Rama saw that and reassured him again and said, "Don't hesitate, I will really struck him down, and that's a promise. I never go back." That is full of assurance and promise that I will kill him. He will be no longer be there. So don't worry, take this challenge, and this would be the last battle and last day on earth. So yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely summarized. And one of the statement here, Vali and Sugriva, they're fighting, but Rama from behind, he's throwing arrow on Vali. One instance. Similarly, in the Mahabharata, in the Kurukshetra battle. So there is a Satyaki and Satyaki. There is one more person. Who is that one? Bhurishrava. They are fighting. Bhurishrava and Satyaki. Satyaki is the bodyguard to Krishna, and also Satyaki is a disciple of Arjuna as well. He learned all the warfare from Arjuna. So Arjuna has got a vow that if anyone who has taken shelter of me, I will protect him in all circumstances. Yeah. And actually, the fighting is happening between Satyaki and Bhurishrava in the Kurukshetra battle. So it was the time that Satyaki was unconscious in the fierce battle, and Bhurishrava he took his sword to kill Satyaki. During the time, Krishna showed Arjuna, look at that, what is happening to your disciple Satyaki. Then Arjuna took an arrow from behind. Though Arjuna is not directly fighting with Bhurishrava, he has chopped off the hand of Bhurishrava. And later Bhurishrava turned back and then saying to Arjuna, Arjuna, I am not fighting with you. Why did you do this? And then later Arjuna says about his promise, whoever is under my protection, at any circumstances, I will protect them. So now Satyaki is in danger. It is my duty to protect. It is his Arjuna's vow. Okay, the Krishna is present there and he is witnessing. So he knows. And here Rama is there. And Rama directly because he has given assurance to Sugriva in one side that, oh Sugriva, I will shoot the Vali. This is Rama's promise. Again, what about the Vali means? So Vali, the fighting between Sugriva and Vali. In another context, this is one angle. So Rama's promise is to protect Sugriva and to kill Vali. That is one thing. And Vali asks a few questions about dharma and what is not dharma. Okay, later on, Rama is going to answer very beautiful descriptions. So one of the statement is they are vanaras. So vanara means not a human being. They will be treated as an animal as well. Okay, so we'll go through later on. So that giving some indication. Okay, we shall move on to the next page. Can you request Meena Mataji to read next page, Mataji?
Krishna. Sugriva accepts Rama's firm assurance while the two princes remain consulted in a clump of bruises. He again began to shout out his challenge. His roar rent the air piteously. Piteously, animal fled confused in all direction like women assailed by wicked men due to the failure of leaders to protect them. Birds dropped from the sky like gods whose pious merits have been executed. As Sugriva imitated his fierce cry, he sounded like the ocean lashed by a gale. Vali was in his inner chambers with his wives. Hearing Sugriva's challenge, he sat up in surprise. How had his brother returned so soon? Was he not satisfied with one thrashing? This time there would be no escape for that or arrogant monkey. Bali was seized with fury. His limbs trembled and his eyes turned crimson. Grinding his teeth, he leapt from his bed and ran toward the door. His wife Tara, seeing him about to go out, ran to him and held his arm. Her womanly instinct told her something was wrong. She spoke fearfully. My lord, sake of his anger, do not enter another combat with Sugriva. Although you are more powerful than your brother, I nevertheless feeling misgivings. How has How has Sugriva become so fearless even though he was only just bitten by you? Why does he now stand there roaring like a monsoon cloud? Surely he had found a powerful ally. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here it is a very beautiful part where we are going to enter into nice contemplations by Tara. So here Sugriva accepted Rama's firm assurance. So now he is going um, again to the Kishkinda there to challenge Vali again. There Sugriva is imitated his fierce cry. He sounded like ocean lashed by a gale. I think there are a few statements. So here Rama and Lakshmana, they are concealed in a clump of bushes. And then animals fled confused in all directions like women assailed by wicked men due to the failure of leaders. Okay, so again, this is how they're going. Okay, as Rama and Lakshmana, they're hiding in the bush, and Sugriva is going. So now it is comparison or analogy is given like that. Birds dropped from the sky like gods whose pious merits have been exhausted. Okay, so now Sugriva is going there. That means maybe Vali is going to fall down. So Vali was in his chambers with his wives, hearing Sugriva's challenge. He sat up in surprise. How had this brother returned so soon? Was he not satisfied with one thrashing? This time, there would be no escape for that arrogant monkey. Vali seized with fury. His limbs trembled and his eyes turned crimson. Grinding his teeth, he leapt from his bed and ran toward the door. Okay, that is the mood of Vali. And now, what is happening? Tara, his wife, Tara, seeing him about to go out, ran to him and held his arm. Her womanly intuition told her something was wrong. Generally, when we are in day-to-day things, when the husband is trying to do something, so women will come and give some indications. Okay, likewise, Tara the arm of Vali here. She spoke fearfully, My lord, shake off this anger. Do not enter another combat with Sugriva, although you are more powerful than your brother. I nevertheless feel misgivings. How has Sugriva become so fearless even though he was only just beaten by you? Why does he now stand there roaming like a monsoon cloud? Surely he has found a powerful ally. Yes, so this is how Tara is giving an advice to Vali here. So Tara is one of the Panchakanyas, Panchakanyas who has got wisdom and knowledge. Okay, so let us see how she is going to give the counsel to Vali further, whether he is going to hear or not. Okay, uh, can I request next Usha Mataji to read the next three paragraphs, please? Usha Mataji?
Prabhu, did you ask me, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Wali stopped and looked at his beautiful wife. She told him that she had heard how Sugriva had formed a friendship with two princes from Ayodhya. The Tara described the power and glory of Rama, which she had heard described by Angada, Wali's son. Ram was unassociable in battle and capable of crushing vast armies. He was the supreme resort for the aff- afflicted and had given an assurance of safety to Sugriva. The Vanara queen begged her husband not to go out and fight. Instead, he should welcome Sugriva and install him as the prince regent. Tara implored her husband, I consider Sugriva to be your foremost friend. You need not maintain this animosity. Mosity, sorry. Bring him close with gifts and kind words. Along with Ram, he will prove your greatest ally. O valiant monarch, please do not enter another combat with Sugriva, for I fear it will be your last. Gripped by death, Vali could not accept his wife's wise advice. He reproached her as she stood before him weeping. How can I tolerate this insolence? For a warrior who has never known defeat, ducking an insult is worse than death. I am not able to stand the arrogance of the weak Sugriva, much less his roar. O timid one, I shall not tarry here longer. Sugriva shall meet his end today.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is again very, very important. In our day-to-day life, we practically see how the world is now killing each other and dying for no reason. Just if it's, for example, the Iran, Israel, America. Iran is a small country, though they have got their own business, but still trying to uh, uh, be stubborn with their own things. But they do not recognize that the power of America, power of Israel. What is happening? They kill their own people, so many people. For what purpose? So just only a one particular person decision that he does not want to hear from the powerful country's words. And later on, with one person's decision, many people's lives are put at stake. And entirely now, country is in danger. And those people, big armies are coming, throwing bombs and missiles into the country in different places, targeting. And children are being died. So here, one of the statement, whenever, even though Israel is small country, but it has got very powerful, strong ally, America. So they should have known that anything is happening here. So that is when we are in danger, our allies must be coming there. When Sugriva is need, Rama and Lakshmana are there. So now Wali stopped and looked at it, his beautiful wife Tara, and she told him that she had heard how Sugriva had formed a friendship with two princes from Ayodhya. Tara described the power and glory of Rama, and which she had heard described by Angada, Wali's son. So Angada is also a powerful personality. Yes, Wali's son. When Angada went to the Ravana's Lanka there, and then he just challenged everyone. I keep my foot here. If anyone lifts, this entire battle of Ramayana would stop. The battle of Rama and Ravanasura would not happen if any one of the Ravanasura's people, even Ravanasura, can lift or move the Angada's feet. So this is the word of Angada, that kind of powerful personality. He is son of Vali. And now Angada is described to Tara, and now Tara is relaying that message to Vali here. Rama was unassailable in battle and capable of crushing vast armies. He was the supreme resort for the afflicted and had given an assurance of safety to Sugriva. That means Sugriva is in safe. Just like Amrega gave assurance to Israel, something like that. The Vanara queen begged her husband not to go out and fight. Instead, he should welcome Sugriva and install him as the prince regent. Okay, so that is the best instruction to Vali. And next, Tara implored her husband, I consider Sugriva to be your foremost friend. Yes, that is right, because she has understood when Sugriva was before, he was ruling the Kishkinda in the absence of Vali. She understands how good Sugriva is. He did not have any intentions. Even he has asked his brother, forgive me, and I am at your feet, oh my dear brother. But Vali did not take those words. And Tara is mentioned, you need not maintain this animosity. Bring him close with gifts and kind words. He is your brother. That any words understandings, it would not last. But you need not maintain this animosity. So now that Sugriva along with Rama, he will prove your greatest ally. See, this is Tara's instructions. O valiant monarch, please do not enter another combat with Sugriva, for I fear it will be your last. Yes, every word is very, very valuable that Tara gave to Vali here. But what is the Vali's condition? Gripped by death, Vali could not accept by his wife's wise advice. It is very wise advice. He reproached her and she stood before him weeping. She is now crying. How can I tolerate this insolence for a warrior who has never known defeat? So, brooking an insult is worse than death. I am not able to stand the arrogance of the weak Sugriva, much less his roar. O timid one, I shall not tarry here longer. Sugriva shall meet his end today. So again here he is thinking of his power only and looking at Sugriva's weakness. But even Tara is mentioning that Rama is behind him. But if you go to the fight, it will be your loss. But uh, Vali is gripped by the death. He could not take those words seriously. Just move on. We shall move on to the next one. Okay, can I request Jagriti Mataji to read 2 paragraphs, Mataji, if it is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Forgive me if any mistake. Wali told Tara, see need not fear on Rama's account. He knew about the human prince. Rama was devoted to virtue and pity. He would never commit the sin of killing an innocent person, nor could he intervene in the fair fights of others. Vali ordered Tara to stay in the place. He was going out to face Sugriva and would soon return, having either killed his brother or sent him flying in fear. The queen bowed her head and praying for her husband returned sorrowfully to her rooms, filled with range of breathing heavily. Vali rest out of city gates. He saw Sugriva standing firm like a mountain, his reddish brown body glowing like fire. Vali tightened his loincloth, raising his fist. He charged furiously at his brother, shouting, "This iron-like fist hold at you like a mass will return after taking your life." Shall I still continue, Prabhuji?
You can read one more paragraph, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Remembering his brother's treatment of him, Sugriva was also worked up with anger. He threw a great punch at the onrushing Vali. The two monkeys clashed together, roaring like a madness bulls. Struck a swings below on the chest by Vali to cleanse hand. Sugriva is vomited blood and looked like a mountain covered with a cascade of red oxides. He tore up a seal tree and dashed his brother over the head. Vali shook like a ship toasted in the ocean. He fell upon Sugriva and began pound him with his knee and fists. The two monkeys fought fiercely, and gradually Vali once more gained the upper hand. Hare Krishna. Sorry for all mistakes.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So here, so now Wali is in the mood grip of death. Now he is now saying, he mentions that he has ordered his wife to go inside. Whenever the husband is ordering, women would do not argue more. Whenever he is discussing, that is open for further conversations. But here, Vali ordered Tara to stay in the palace. Now, Queen bowed her head and then praying for her husband and returned sorrowfully to her room. So now, Vali told her that she need not fear on Rama's account. Now Rama is devoted to virtue and piety. He will never commit the sin of killing an innocent person, nor could he intervene in the fair fights of others. Fair fights of the others. So this is generally people will be taking this point. Why Rama has thrown arrow standing behind the tree and throw into the innocent Vali, even though they are fighting each other. Okay, so now we will see further what is happening here. And now Tara, as her nature, by her duty, her dharma, she entered into her room. Now, filled with rage and breathing heavily, Vali rushed out of the city gates. He saw Sugriva standing firm like a mountain. His ready, he was already, his body was bruised before by the hit of Vali. Now, still, Sugriva is standing there. And now Vali is prepared to charge on his brother. And he is mentioning that, look at me, look at my face, oh Sugriva. So it is like iron if I hit you and you will be losing your life. Again, he is saying that. And now Sugriva is thinking, okay, let me do it because he has got assurance of Ramchandra. And now he is going. He threw a great punch at his onrushing Vali, and then two monkeys they clashed together, roaring like maddened bulls, striking swinging blow on the chest by Vali's two clenched hands. Now Sugriva is already weak, and now he vomited blood and looked like a mountain covered with the cascade of red oxides. And he tore up his saltry and dashed his brother over the head. But Vali shook like a ship tossed in the ocean. He fell upon Sugriva and began pounding him with his knees and fists. Now Sugriva is almost died. Almost nearly. So because Vali is sitting on top of Sugriva and then with his knees on his body and fists are going on and pounding Sugriva. The two monkeys fought fiercely and gradually Vali once more gained the upper hand. Okay, the fighting is happening between Sugriva and Vali. Let me just read one or two paragraphs and then we'll stop there. and then open for discussion. Sugriva, with his vanity shattered, began fearfully looking about for Rama. He was becoming weaker and weaker. From behind the bush, Rama saw his chance. Vali stood over his collapsed brother, his arms upraised. Rama swiftly placed an arrow on his bow, releasing it with a sound resembling a crash of thunder. The arrow sped like a streak of lightning and hit Vali on the breast, sounding like another thunderclap. Vali fell to the ground like a hewn tree, uttering a great cry. He lay unconscious, with his body bathed in blood. Although struck by Rama's powerful arrow, the monkey did not die, as he was wearing a gold chain Indra had given him. By Indra's blessings, that chain was capable of preserving the life of whoever wore it. Lying there with his scattered garments and shining ornaments, and the glowing arrow of Rama protruding from his chest, Vali looked like a colorful banner suddenly dropped to the ground. Okay, so that is that is happened, but we stop there. There will be very beautiful conversations. We are as per the dharma. How what is dharma? That conversations takes place. There very so we will take that one in the next. Now until this point, uh, and request the devotees if you would like to ask questions or you want to share anything, any reflections, anything is taking your mind. Kindly ask questions, kindly share, or kindly comment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ram is himself God himself, so why he cannot different between Vali and Sugriva?
Why he cannot
Like
distinguish?
when we are distinct between Vali and Sugriva, when he said, because I did not hurt Vali because you look both are looking the same, you know.
So here Ramchandra is not using all his divine or mystic powers. He is acting on the role of a human.
Okay, that's the reason.
So
Okay.
and wherever he goes in the forest and everywhere, all his powers, the arrows and those mantras, they came from the sages only. So that's why first he gave the first preference, the offer sages, and they will Rama hear the instructions of sages like Vishwamitra, Vasistha, Bharadwaja, and all those great sages. Because the whatever the sages speak, those words will never go false. And Rama is pious always. So here also he is not using mystic powers. So just as an ordinary human being. So he's acting like that.
Because he is like human, like form, he came in. Yeah, okay, understand. Thank you, bro.
There are the other few, I think many people will contemplate and some kind of subtle reasons. Because some people say that Sugriva did not give asana to Lakshmana, and because of that, he has taken something. But here, so keeping contemplations aside for now, we'll just go through as the story pass by.
Mm.
We'll see those things if they have mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana.
Now I also heard that Vali, because even though he knew this, his wife was stopping him that not to go, but he said, if I have to, he knew that Rama is a Bhagavan himself, God himself, and if he died on his hand, that is more than anything else. That's what I heard as well, and that's the reason he just went to fight again
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Sugriva, and his wife was stopping him. Stopping.
That is
Yes.
true. So what is happening? What happens? He knows that Rama is God, but why would he unnecessarily interfere here? He would be God means equal to everyone. Sometimes this is the materialistic people think. For example, demons are also there, yet is solved there. If God is there, he is equal to everyone. And why he would only be part at the side of the devotees only? He would be equal to everyone. But on that mode, they will make so many mistakes because Lord does not come here, and it is only me to enjoy, only me to do everything like that. This is conception of materialism. So here, Vali was also thinking that if Rama is virtuous, why would he would interfere with the fair battles? So here, me and my brother are fighting. And one thing, Vali did not recognize his dharma. That is, he need to receive his brother nicely, even though he has admitted his mistake, forgiveness. But Vali did not take it. He has followed adharma there. Even though Tara has mentioned that one. And also, Tara also mentioned the glories of Ramchandra. He did not take it. Angada knows, but still, Vali did not take it. So ignored. So that is the nature. It is a materialism, ignorance.
Other reason also like because he is better like killed by Rama is good. That is the more fortune than anything else, isn't it? That was he thinking maybe.
Yes, that is also in another angle. That is glorious in another angle. Yes, Mataji. Okay, any other questions? Jai Mataji, you wanted to add?
No, Prabhuji, yeah. So from what we have read today, for me, what stood out most was Tara's character. How she was such a virtuous wife, and she had that inkling in her that something wasn't quite right. She tried to warn her husband. She also gave him some sound advice, but he didn't take it due to his ego or pride or whatever. And so that character, she tried to persevere. She did say that, but in the end she obeyed him as well. When he said go back, she then decided that I'm not going to pursue it any further. She did her best. So that one thing stood out for me. How also that happened in Treta Yuga, but even now we should still maintain as much as possible that we should have that in our character. The other thing, one line was the insult is worse than death. So when you were reading that, reminded me of Ashwathama. I think there was something about him where he was brought in front of Draupadi to be killed, and she spared him. But the brothers then decided, or was it on instruction of Krishna, that they would remove that money from his head, and that would be the worst thing for him than death. Something like that, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Also, Krishna also mentions for a
Yeah.
warrior like Arjuna, infamy is worse than the death.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So just that came to my mind, and yes, so much to learn from this overall. But for today, Tara's character stood out for me today. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji. Jagriti Tanna Mataji, you wanted to share any comments or reflections, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, everyone covered everything, but is like Mataji said, is Tara's one is stood out. Is like we need to learn as well from Tara, like she won't, but is let do her husband to what he feel right for him and still support it. That's my taking.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice reflections. Gauringi Mataji. Okay, Gauringi Mataji is not available. Asha Mataji.
No, Prabhu. Mataji's already asked my doubts, so I got the answer. Thank you, Prabhu.
Any reflections, Mataji, or comments?
I mean, I've learned Ramayana in a different way, so this is nice to learn this way, mean with more in a detailed way. So thank you, Prabhu. For that. We did in back home. We did in a short and sweet way, which hasn't got any details. So
Yes.
I love learning this way, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So when we read the scriptures, the stories are there. Okay, Rama and Sita, Lakshmana, and Ayodhya. Later, they go to the forest. Ravana steals Sita, and then later Rama killed him, and then brought Sita back. He ruled the kingdom, and they are happy. In a few words, it is very beautiful. This is what we hear about it. But the intricacies, what is dharma, what is to be done, what is not to be done. These are the main things we need to focus on the story, keeping all the characters. We learn our dharmas, the intricacies, and we mold our life, how we need to act in day-to-day life. Those are the essential things. But looking all those things, the if you go through only the story, it is only pleasing thing, very nice story, that's all. But actually, dharmas and intricacies, they're embedded within this, in between conversations. Okay. Those are the essentials. They are the jewels. Everything is like a goal, and in between those jewels, these conversations are like that. Thank you so much, Mataji. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for nice. We can elaborate more in Ramayana and between that. And Jai Mataji was saying that Tara, that what is the dharma, the wife, and it's so nice. But here the Prabhu that I was question like that here he said the Indra gave it the Vali a chain to wear it, and then nobody can defeat him or something.
Yes, Mataji. So Vali is the son of Indra.
Mm.
Sugriva is the son of the sun god.
Okay.
And again, their father is a Ruksha Raja. So by the blessings of Indra and the sun god, they both were born Vali and Sugriva. So Vali has got this one, what is that one it is called? Indra's, the chain.
Mm.
Uh, I think there is what is a kavach, something like that. What is that? Anyone can remember?
That,
Remember what, Prabhuji?
what gave that Karna that who gave that Kavach and Kundal for son gave that
That one is
to
Mahabharata, no?
Yes, this the chain which is capable of preserving the life of whoever wore it. Indra's blessings. Okay, so that comes, it will preserve the life. But now, though Vali cannot be died with while it is on, but later on, after the conversations with Ramchandra, he take that chain and he will give it to his son Angada later on. But here, at the moment, he has received the blessings of Indra. Okay, so that's all. Not much about it to be discussed. I think we don't see too much of involvement of that. Kid. And similarly, Bhishma Dev also. he can live at any point of time from his body, but while the body is no more useful, then that does not have much significance. So it is only a matter of leaving the body, though that wish is there, but it, auspicious moments. Yo yogena chandana murutyo vanchita stutarayana Bhishmadev leaves. And here, in the presence of Ramachandra, Vali is going to give that chain back to his son Angada, and then in presence of Rama, he leaves his body. It is all auspicious, but it acts in a very particular moment that bonds. In the presence of Krishna, Bhishmadev leaves his body. In the presence of Rama, Vali leaves his body. Any other reflections?
Yeah, and also about the Sugriva, he was sun god, and because of Hanuman has helped him, because I think Hanumanji has sun god has given all the knowledge to Hanuman. In return, Hanumanji asked as a Guru Dakshina. At the time, sun god has asked me to protect her son, which is Sugriva, and that's where Hanuman went there and helped. Is that right? Is it?
Yes, Mataji, it's a perfect. Yes, that is right. Okay, that is again Guru Dakshina. As a Guru Dakshina, Hanuman is serving Sugriva as a minister. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we are nearly 9 o'clock. I think if you're all happy, if there are no further comments, then we shall conclude our session and continue with our japa.
Shall we all say Hari Bol to Prabhuji?
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
Thank you so
Bol
much,
to all the
Prabhuji is
people.
very nice.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hope have a good day at the temple, Mataji, and so Hare Krishna conscious day, everyone.
Pancha kalpatarubhyashi kripa sindhubhyaiva
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Anantakoti
अनंत वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील
Prabhupada
प्रभुपाद
ki
की
jai.
जय
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण